Writing by Design is a writing program that specifically focuses on teaching teachers how to teach writing. We've created step-by-step lessons for teachers.
Lesson plans for teaching all of the different genres and for covering all of the Common Core standards that teachers are required to cover in a given year.
It's more than just a number of graphic organizers. It takes teachers all the way through the writing process, from the very beginning to the very end.
They don't have to spend their own time, their own brain power, their own resources developing writing lessons. It gives them to them.
It provides step-by-step lessons in a format that teachers are familiar with, the teach it, do it, share it type format. One of the things when I go into schools that I hear most often from teachers is, I don't know how to teach writing. What I found is that most teachers they all have college educations, they've all been through school, and naturally they're decent writers in and of themselves. But when they sit down and they think, how do I teach this though? There's a gap.
Many teachers never had that training in their undergraduate studies about how to teach writing. Writing by Design is a guaranteed way to build teacher and student confidence around writing.
Teachers feel comfortable teaching personal narratives. It's easy because most students love to tell their stories. But when it comes to expository writing, which Common Core is now focusing on, that's where we see another big hole, is that teachers aren't sure, how do we bring in all of these different components? And so one of the things that's unique for Writing by Design is that we're really providing across the curriculum for teachers how to teach expository writing well, focusing on MLA format or APA, depending on what they're writing for, what purpose they're writing for. Is it a science essay? Is it a social studies essay? Is it an English language arts? Because all those things are going to change. Our hope is that with Common Core and now with Writing by Design is that students will write like a scientist. They'll write like a historian. University professors expect kids to come in ready to write in these different modes, ready to write in these different settings, and having all of these aspects of formatting perfected. And that's what we're teaching students.
And that instruction begins in kindergarten, and it's a scaffolded approach so that it builds on the student's understanding and ability to write well each year. But it is not a scripted program. Under No Child Left Behind, unfortunately, too many scripted programs were produced, and we've learned that that isn't the right way to teach.
All the research shows around writing and helping students become advanced writers is that they need to see it in action, not just a sample of another student's work, but that they would actually see the thought process as the teacher goes through and considers what would work here, what doesn't work here, why does this work here, how can I continue to make this better? So teacher modeling is a major component to the program.
Everyone's looking for a way to implement the Common Core, and there's so much work to be done around the Common Core. This takes some of the work out of the on-site implementation. The work is done. The writing instruction is already aligned. All of the lessons are aligned, so that work is already in place.
As far as we know, it's the only program out there right now that is aligned to the Common Core and also aligned to the 6 traits of writing.
It includes the 6 traits of writing along with the Common Core. The Common Core by themselves provide teachers with a great framework. It gives you an idea of what an opinion piece should look like, but it doesn't necessarily have things like an engaging beginning or ways to incorporate voice, and that's where the 6 traits of writing come in. The 6 traits of writing gives us strategies to help teachers create those engaging beginnings.
The program's been highly effective across all sorts of demographics of students. Students on the California State Writing Test who in schools that have implemented the program, those schools have doubled the number of students that score proficient at those schools from the year prior to implementation to the 2nd year of implementation. That's the average. Schools that have high proportions of at-risk students, they went from 9% of students at proficient on the state writing test to 5 years later after implementing this program, they have 92% of all of their students at proficient on the state writing test.
So our hope was when we created this program, it wasn't just that it'd be some lesson plans for teachers to follow and give to students and create great writers out of students. It was that we would teach teachers themselves how to be great writing teachers. And I think that we've seen the success of that in schools.
Throughout the school year, you have instructional coaches, you have demonstration lessons, you have workshops on writing pedagogy, you have grade level workshops to talk about everything else that supports writing.
Teachers and schools understand that we're invested not just in a program, but in students and teachers, in success around writing.
If you're really looking to increase the level of writing at your school and you want to have a school-wide focus around writing, this is the way to do it, Writing by Design.
What really makes Writing by Design successful is the coaching. By providing coaching for schools, it ensures implementation, and a successful implementation. It ensures that teachers continue to use it month to month, that there's dialogue around it, that they're using it as well as can be implemented in their classroom successfully. We're really looking for coaches to come and work with us in this vital piece to provide that customer service to schools. Those unique individuals that have a desire to further student success through writing and to work with teachers and find a new challenge and something that's exciting around Common Core. It's extremely rewarding and it's extremely challenging. It takes a different set of skills than teaching. Part of what a coach will be expected to do is provide model lessons. So we will send out an email beforehand asking grade level teachers what they'd like to see in their classroom. Then the coach goes in and does that demonstration lesson in that teacher's classroom with their kids. After the lesson's finished, all the fourth grade teachers, if it's a fourth grade classroom, go and debrief together. And in that debriefing, they talk about what they saw in the lesson, how the kids responded, and then where they need to go from here. Another part of the coaching requirements is the next step suggestions. Not just for this next lesson, but then let's plan out until my next visit. So from here, this is what we're going to do tomorrow, and these are the goals that we're going to set for the next handful of days, weeks, months, however long it's going to be until the next coaching visit. Availability through email. If teachers at any time have questions or they're unsure of something or they even just want to send a success story, that the coach would be available for communication. And then pre and post emails to principals and teachers. And this is really important. It seems very small, but having those communications beforehand to really clarify exactly what the teachers need to see, and then the follow-up emails afterwards to the teachers and to the principals. So everyone's on the same page, the principal understands what he or she can expect to see within the classroom. The teachers fully understood what happened during the debriefing time and the goals were set, and that the coach understands that this is where we are and this is where we are going to continue to move forward through. So the benefits to coaching, there are a number of benefits. One I would say is teaching in multiple grades. You get to go into a number of different classrooms and a number of different grades and experience kids at all different levels, which is really exciting. Understanding the program also at each level, understanding writing and the development of writing and the importance of every single grade level teacher in writing. That is not something that just gets introduced at fourth grade because that's when the writing test is. That it's something that is introduced right away in kindergarten, and then we as teachers, each grade continue to build and develop and draw kids further and further into writing and to deepen their understanding of it. It's also a new challenge. That's another thing. I think that sometimes as teachers, we teach the same thing again and again and again, and it provides a new challenge, but in the same things that teachers love. It provides a new challenge with working with other teachers, with working with new students, and then with different types of lessons. To develop professional skills, you're presenting. Every time that you go into a classroom, you have a group of teachers watching you. And as daunting as it may seem, it also helps you to prepare, and it forces you to come in as the expert into your content. Where in your classroom with just the kids, it doesn't have that same high stakes maybe that it does when you're in front of another group of teachers. Another benefit for Writing by Design is the flexible schedule and travel. So you can travel if you'd like to. Some people like to go out and see different places, and we are all throughout the state of California, so traveling is an option. You can set your own schedule. There's a lot of flexibility around it. And then, of course, joining the EC team. You've seen Matt now on this video, and me and Karen, and there's a whole host of others. So just being part of a team that's concerned and excited about students and about education and where we're going in education. I really come back to again and again that this is a fun time to be in education. Hard, but really fun.